grin curled the corners of his mouth. "This is really good. You must take art lessons." His intense eyes seemed genuinely curious, which left her terribly flustered and overheated. Still, she couldn't look away. "Not really." His gaze riveted her to her chair. Did he really want to talk to her?
"I mostly teach myself by reading books or renting videos from the library. Sometimes I stay late after school with the art teacher."
"Impressive." He looked at her with respect. "Do you paint, too?" Vivi sat up straighter, eager to discuss her favorite subject with him.
"Yes, and I do collage. Sometimes I work with clay, but I'm not very good yet. I take photographs, too."
"You just moved to town, right? You should check out Silvermine Arts Center, a top spot around here for any kind of art class. It's just over the border in New Canaan."
"Sounds awesome."
Vivi pasted a smile on her face, even though she knew she'd never set foot inside that studio. It sounded expensive. More importantly, it would require her dad to get involved, and that just wouldn't happen. She had taken care of him since the accident, not the other way around. It was probably just as well, because on the rare occasions he made an effort, he usually embarrassed her with his drinking. David tilted his head, narrowing his eyes slightly as if he could see her thoughts. Then his expression lightened. "Do you do portraits?"
"Not very well."
Vivi grimaced and then popped another soggy Oreo in her mouth, growing increasingly disoriented by his attention. "I'll be the judge of that." He pushed the pad of paper toward her and then leaned forward, elbows on the table. "Draw me."
"Now?"
Half of her cookie plunked back into the milk. "Why not?" He twisted in his chair and tipped his chin up. "Profile?" Consumed by an exhilarating mix of panic and fascination, she ignored the mess in her glass and picked up the pencil.
"No profiles."
David turned back toward her and sat motionless. His eyes glanced at the paper. "Eyes up," she instructed, and when he looked at her, he smiled. Her fingers tensed at first, her initial marks too heavy. But within a minute or so, she became absorbed by the project. For the most part, anyway. Granted, she couldn't ignore the way her heart kicked an extra beat every time they made eye contact, which, under the circumstances, happened pretty often. Mrs. St. James placed the bowl of paella in front of him and then quietly left the kitchen. David set the food aside and continued watching. Several minutes later, Kat returned and plopped down in the chair beside Vivi.
"Why are you drawing David?"
"Because I asked her to," he replied before Vivi could answer. "Shh, don't distract her."
"Seriously?"
Kat heaved a melodramatic sigh while looking at Vivi.
"You don't have to draw him, you know." "I don't mind."
In fact, Vivi rather liked the good excuse to memorize every detail of his perfect face. He winked at her just then. Had he read her mind again? Heat raced to her cheeks.
"I'll go find something for us to watch on TV."
Kat stood, peering over Vivi's shoulder.
"Come find me when you're done."
After she left, David asked, "How do you like Wilton so far?"
"It's nice. Prettier than Buffalo."
Darn it. She'd messed up his jawline. She erased a bit and concentrated on the page in front of her. "Does sticking the tip of your tongue out of the corner of your mouth help you draw better?" David teased in a good-natured way. Wincing, she sucked her tongue back inside her mouth and glanced at him.
"Apparently."
He crossed his arms, chuckling, and continued to watch her work. Within another few minutes, she was finished. She examined the image, wearing a scowl. Portraits were a lot harder than ceramic roosters. David reached across the table and tugged at the pad. "Let me see." Reluctantly, Vivi released it and watched for his reaction. "It's amazingly good for such quick work." A slow grin spread across his face as he intently studied her drawing. "You made me much better looking than I really am."
"I did not."
She hadn't, had she? Oh, God, how embarrassing. "You did, I think." He tore the drawing from the pad and set it to his left before sliding the previously discarded bowl closer. "Thanks." Vivi reached out for the picture, but he swatted her hand. The contact sent tingles up her arm. "That's mine." He then spooned saffron rice into his mouth. "In fact,